Why is it that people pick being broke over budgeting? I mean, I know budgeting can be confusing if you've never done it before, but it's clearly a tool to get you from being broke. So I just ask myself time and time again, why is budgeting the dreaded bad B word when it's clearly being broke wins that by a landslide? So let me paint this picture in your head. Uh, Not budgeting, not having a budget, is like having a flat tire on the interstate, getting over to the side of the road, only to find out that your spare tire is flat too. That's just poor planning. And that's what happens when you don't budget. Poor planning will always leave you stranded. So, with that being said, I'd like to give you some extra free advice. Get that spare tire checked every oil change. You'll always be alright. Alright, with that being said, I see that the people are clearly calling out for help. So if you are serious about learning this and getting yourself out of debt and building your wealth and all, don't be scared of the budget. Let us help you. Come on, let's go. First things first, don't dread the budget. It's a tool that's going to help you get your finances in order. I mean, it's to show you where your hard-earned income is going. The only bad thing about a budget is it will show you where you've been going wrong with your finances. But that's not really a bad thing. That's like a temporary bad, because the budget's also going to help you clear all that up over time. So as we get into this, I know a lot of people the big timers are gonna use spreadsheets. The Pinterest ladies are gonna have some doctored up book, and all that's great. I mean, they're advanced. But in this, I'm gonna go as simple as I can so it doesn't intimidate the beginners from even getting started. And as they get better at it, they can advance into the bigger programs or whatever. But right now, we're just going strictly down to the basics to get everybody involved, to get this thing started with budgeting. All right. Anybody dealing with sports knows the coach's playbook. And that's where the coach watches videos, study other plays, study other teams, look at the statistics. He gets all this information to come up with a plan that should give his team the opportunity to win the game, over the other opponent. And that's the coach's playbook. However, a budget is the same, except for it's your finances. It's collecting all your information, your income, all your expenses, and putting all that information together on a sheet that shows you how to list everything down and get your finances in order. The budget is your financial playbook. So what you want to do is you want to get a template off the internet. There's a bunch of them. I mean, I don't know which one you'll like, so I just found the basic one that I could to make this video. And you want to find one that suits you. Like I said, some people use spreadsheets, some people doctor it up, make it look pretty and all, but the main thing we want to do now is just find a simple one. And when you do find it, you want to list all your expenses with the necessities first. Like that'll be things you need to survive. Your home, your utilities, your car payment, your groceries, stuff you need to survive. You want to list all them first. And then you want to list all your debt, like student loan, credit cards, whatever you may have. Just keep on going down the list of things that are in your life every month that is an expense. You want to be honest and list everything. Now you want to do the amount. And when it comes to the amount, the first month I recommend putting the actual amount, because you're just getting started. You're not in it enough to really kind of average out what the thing's going to be. So let's just be simple, and especially being in the middle of the month, which is now March, it'd be a good time because you've probably already got a lot of your bills in your hand and paid and all that. So let's start that way. Let's list the actual amounts, and then what you want to do in the end is you want to take all your expenses and all your income, the income you've made for the month, and you want to subtract the expenses from your income, and hopefully there's some money left over. And like I said, give yourself 3 months, at least 3 months, to work these numbers in and out. And there's gonna be mistakes. You're gonna make mistakes. Just keep adjusting and keep going. And like I said, within 3 months, you'll get a good feel for it. And you'll actually start enjoying it. And that's the thing that gets me is, if you work 40 hours a week in a month, that's 160 hours. And you need to give yourself at least 1 hour a month. That's 60 hours for your hard-earned money. Give yourself 1 hour a month to tell it where to go. Make a budget every month. Make it work for you. And like I say, if you get down to the bottom and there's nothing left, then we need to cut some things out. We need to carve around, you know, your entertainment, or, you know, your other things like going out doing this, doing that. We want to cut all that out so that you can start putting money into savings. And we got to squeeze that budget. You know, it's probably going to be more like that the first go around. Just don't quit. Don't quit. We can keep going. We can work through it. Just squeeze the budget a little bit and get some money into savings. All right, now we're getting down to my favorite one, and that's the spiral notebook. They're the cheapest. I mean, you can go to Dollar Tree and find them, but they're just easy to handle for me. It's quick to grab, flip through the pages. You know, it's just the simplest way and I love it. I love the spiral notebook. Nothing fancy, straight down to business. Let's do it. But while you're there getting the spiral notebook, get the little mini one. Picture should be showing up. These are your journal. These things are the most important piece, if you ask me, because you can put them in your purse, tote them around with you, whatever you do. But what you want to do with these is it's like your financial daily journal. Every time you spend some money, if it be debit card or cash, you want to write down the date, the amount, what it was. Write it in this little book. And I know some of you will say, well, that's a lot. You know, I'll just save the receipts. Well, 99% of the people that save the receipts don't go back and write it down. So, I mean, this is one of them things where you're gonna have to just get used to doing it, but it'll benefit you so much. So take this little book, write down how you spend your money every day, and it's gonna be, you're gonna see that this bulk of your spending money is gonna be unnecessary things like entertainment or buying drinks and candy at the store all the time when you really don't need it. And you're gonna find these things in that, you know, as you go through each month and see what you're spending your money on and what category it goes in. I mean, this is the best one right here. I mean, I can't stress that enough. But we're gonna move on. Our notebook is just like the budget template we looked at earlier. It's basically the same thing. Is you want to list all your expenses from the necessities first. Always the necessities first, because you gotta live to fight another day, as Dave Ramsey says. So you want to list everything that you need to survive first, and then work your way down to your debt. These are putting all the numbers down, and hopefully you got enough check to cover them all. If not, then we need to find something else. But the main thing you want to do is list everything, deduct it from your income, as we did it earlier, and you want to work your budget down to zero. You know, you don't want to have no money left, and that being that whatever's left from your expenses, you want to put in savings. And you want to save as much as you can in the beginning to come up with $1,000 emergency fund. And that's extremely important in this journey that we're taking, because you're going to need that cushion. You know, anything can happen. You need a deductible or something like that. And we're going to work on an emergency fund video probably next week. But the main thing you want to do is save everything down to zero. Put that money, this extra, and it's going to be a little at a time. We even got one videos we're making now, the 52-week challenge. I mean, if you want to come up with your emergency fund that way by kicking a little money each week and building it up, that's fine. But you want to take some money and start putting it aside to build that emergency fund so you can live to fight another day and you can survive. Let's review. First of all, you want a monthly budget every month because it's showing you where your income's going and help you in your financial future. So take the time and do it every month. And you want to, this first thing you want to do, like I said, you want to list everything for your necessities first. You know, things you need to survive, your home, your utilities, your groceries, stuff like that. And then work yourself on down to your debts, but eventually you're going to list everything anyway. But you want to list them and be honest and put them all down there. The amounts I wasn't too much worried about. Just pay the actual amounts the first month because you're learning it and you're not going to be able to average what it should be, shouldn't be and all. You know, just give yourself time to develop that skill, but put the actual amounts the first month so that you're safe. And then as you put all your extra money, toward an emergency fund. You know, anything left, you want to work your budget down to zero. So anything left, you want to put towards the emergency fund, and you need that cushion. So don't sidetrack from it. Don't think, all right, I got $900. I'm gonna go buy these shoes, or I'm gonna go out and have a great time. You know, discipline yourself and come up with $1,000 emergency fund and build that stone of your wealth foundation. So the main thing I can tell you too in closing is don't give up. It's gonna take time. There are gonna be mistakes. You're learning something probably you've never tried before, or the numbers might get all twisted. Nah, I ran out of money doing this. Just give yourself time. Keep going. Make them adjustments. Squeeze that budget. I promise you, within 3 months or better, you'll have this thing whooped. And you'll really see then that this is your financial tool, not the bad B word that it's always been. It's actually one of your best wealth building tools. Your income and your budget is gonna make you a star. So with that said, I'd like to thank y'all for watching. And as always, you need to move on or move over, because here I come. See you in the next video.